Today I will be showing you 3 ways to block websites on your Mac. Let's start with how to use parental control. First, you go to System Preferences, and in the bottom row, click on Parental Control, which is the yellow icon here. I have not previously set up any parental control account, so what you would need to do is create a new user account with parental controls, and you should leave your current one as an admin account. Then enter your admin password, and you can set the ratings for parental control. You have to add a password here, so I will just do it now. You can limit the use of cameras and gameplay and App Store downloads. So to block websites, you click on Web, and there are 3 options that you can do. So the first option is basically not blocking anything. So you have unrestricted access to anything, any websites that your kid or you would like to browse on. You can also just allow a few websites, which is like a whitelist. And you can also do a blacklist. So if you would like to block websites, you can try to limit access to adult websites and then customize. Then you can just add a website here. So just say Facebook. Okay. Now I have just locked it. See if I've locked my changes. There you go. So after you have set the settings, you need to click on that lock. So that is how you use parental control to block websites. So with parental control, the limitation is that you need to log onto a separate account to avoid access of the websites that you have blacklisted. This is because the function is mostly for a family sharing device. So each user account would have different permissions on what they can do on this laptop. The second way of using terminal actually blocks the entire device, so no matter how many user accounts you have on here, you wouldn't be able to access the website that you want to blacklist. Let's see how to completely block access to a website using terminal. This method makes sure that the entire device loses access to a URL that you have entered, so it doesn't matter which user account you are using. First, you need to open terminal. It's usually in the other folder by default. Now you need to enter a few commands. I will copy this in the description. So the first command that you need to enter is the first line here. So sudo space nano. Be careful that there is a space after nano. When I tried before, I just forgot and it just never opened the host file. Now you need to enter your admin password. And in this window, cursor wouldn't move when you enter password, so just go along with it. If you entered it correctly, you will be directed to the host file. And you can't just click on it to move your cursor, so you have to manually use your keyboard to move. So what you need to do is under the local host address, you can add the website that you want to block on here. And what you do is just write 127.0.0.1, which is your local host IP. And whatever website that you enter after that will be directed to this local host IP. So it means if I entered facebook.com, or just to be safe, I will enter www.facebook.com and facebook.com. So whatever address I entered here, if this file is saved and I enter this URL in my browser, it will be redirected to a local page that is basically, it doesn't connect to a Facebook server like normally. So I will show you. So before I save the file, I can still open Facebook. Now let's go back to the file. And you need to press Control, not Command, Control O. And this is black space that shows you that you have written on this file. So you just need to press on Enter. Now it's saved. Then go to Control X. So press on Control and X to exit the file, first you need to flush your DNS cache with this command line. So I will put that in the description as well. And hit enter. You need to restart your browser. You can use Safari or Chrome. I mean, any browser would work. So let's see. Let's go on Chrome. So this is what happens when you enter a URL and your server takes you back to the local host. So it says you want to go to Facebook, but the address of Facebook is your home, so you're not leaving your house. Try it. In here, it will do the same thing. It says, I don't know where the Facebook host is. Let's just go back. So that's why it can't connect to servers. But be careful when you use this method, because maybe after a while you actually want to access the website and you forgot how to do it. It is quite a pain to find it back. So let's go back to the host file by typing the same command. You can just use your keyboard up and down keys to find the recent commands, so you don't have to type again. Now I'm back in the host file, and if I want to delete the commands, I need to use my keyboard to redirect me to the line and just delete it. Deleted the two lines, and you can see that on the top right corner there is a modified sign. So I do the same thing to save the file by pressing Ctrl and O, then hit enter. Then I need to do Ctrl X to exit. And you do the same thing by flushing your DNS cache and telling your laptop that, well, it basically doesn't tell it to do anything. It just, now if you enter Facebook, it will go directly to where the Facebook server should be at. So let's flush the DNS cache. Probably need to restart my browser. Sometimes it doesn't really matter. There you go. So that is how you block websites on terminal. But really, I don't recommend doing it at home, because you might forget it sometime and you get really frustrated. The last method to block websites is by using third-party software. I'm currently using
Antivirus 1.
You can find it on the App Store by searching
Antivirus 1.
and it should be this. As I said, it can scan my whole disk, and I use the web threat protection so that I can easily add block web lists and whitelists when I'm using my laptop without switching to different users or losing access. So I can just add a website here and I can still edit it easily. This works with Safari,